In the midst of our bustling, tech-driven lives, do you ever feel like you're losing yourself in the noise? It's a question that's more relevant now than ever. We live in an age of constant connectivity, where our digital devices have become extensions of ourselves. It's like we're trapped in a whirlwind of pings, posts, and push notifications. Our lives have become entangled in the World Wide Web, where we're always online, always available, and always connected. We're perpetually plugged into this digital matrix, where we're bombarded with information overload, feeding our insatiable appetite for instant gratification. We've become slaves to the rhythm of the refresh button, caught in the relentless cycle of scrolling, swiping, and double-tapping. This constant connectivity has its price. We've become so engrossed in our screens that we've forgotten how to live in the moment. We're living in a world that's more connected than ever, and yet, we've never felt more alone. We're drowning in a sea of digital noise, unable to disconnect from the world outside and reconnect with the world within. The pressure to keep up appearances on social media is real. We're constantly comparing our lives to the highlight reels of others, leading to feelings of inadequacy and discontent. We're so busy curating our online personas that we've lost touch with our authentic selves. And amidst all this digital chaos, we're losing sight of what truly matters. Our attention is fragmented, our focus scattered, and our minds cluttered. We're living in a state of constant distraction where genuine, meaningful interactions are replaced by shallow, superficial exchanges. We're living in the always-on trap, a world where we're more connected to our Wi-Fi than to our own well-being. It's a struggle that's all too familiar in our modern-day lives. But what if there's a philosophy that could equip us to navigate this digital chaos with grace and equanimity? Welcome to the world of Stoicism, a timeless wisdom that has been guiding individuals to inner peace for centuries. Stoicism, an intellectual movement born in ancient Greece, is a practical philosophy that centers on four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It's about understanding the world around us, our place within it, and how we react to life's inevitable challenges. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control and let go of what isn't. It encourages us to be mindful, to live in the present moment, and not to be swayed by external circumstances or the opinion of others. It's about acceptance, embracing life as it is, not as we wish it to be. And it's about purposeful action, doing what is right, not what is easy. Stoicism is not a set of rigid rules, but a way of life. It's about finding tranquility in a chaotic world, about cultivating resilience in the face of adversity. It's about realizing that our thoughts, not our circumstances, determine our happiness. The teachings of Stoicism have been embraced by some of the most influential figures in history. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, often referred to as the philosopher king, penned his thoughts on Stoicism in a personal diary, now known as the Meditations. His writings, along with those of other renowned Stoics such as Seneca and Epictetus, provide us with practical wisdom that's as relevant today as it was over 2,000 years ago. In the modern world, with its relentless pace and constant distractions, Stoicism offers a much-needed antidote. It teaches us to slow down, to reflect, to find contentment within ourselves. It reminds us that we have the power to shape our thoughts, our actions, and ultimately, our lives. So how can Stoicism help us reclaim our minds in the always-on era? By teaching us to focus on what truly matters, to find strength in solitude, and to cultivate inner peace in a world that's always online. Because in the end, it's not about escaping the digital chaos, but learning to navigate it with serenity and grace. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the practical application of Stoic principles in our next segment. Stoicism begins with mindfulness, the practice of living in the present moment. Mindfulness, in its most basic form, is about being fully engaged in the here and now. It's about not letting your mind wander to the past, with its regrets and nostalgia, or to the future, with its worries and uncertainties. Instead, it's about focusing on what's right in front of you, what's happening in this very moment. The Stoics understood the power of mindfulness thousands of years ago. They knew that the present moment is all we truly have. The past is gone. The future is uncertain, but the present is real and tangible. By focusing on the present, we can free ourselves from the distractions and anxieties that so often pull us away from what's truly important. But how can mindfulness help us in our digital, always-on world? Well, imagine you're scrolling through your social media feed and you see a post that makes you feel inadequate or upset. Instead of reacting immediately or mindlessly scrolling on, mindfulness allows you to pause, to acknowledge your feelings without judgment, and to let them pass without affecting your peace of mind. It's about observing, not reacting. Moreover, mindfulness can help us resist the pull of constant connectivity. We often feel the need to check our phones, to respond to every notification, to always be online. But by practicing mindfulness, we can learn to recognize these urges for what they are: distractions. We can choose to not be controlled by them, to focus on what's truly important. And what's truly important, that's for each of us to decide. It might be spending quality time with loved ones, immersing ourselves in a hobby we're passionate about, or simply taking time to rest and rejuvenate. Whatever it is, mindfulness allows us to give our full attention and energy to it, without being pulled away by the constant buzz of our digital lives. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by the noise of the digital world, remember the Stoic practice of mindfulness. Take a deep breath, focus on the present moment, and let everything else fade away. Through mindfulness, we can learn to tune out the noise and tune into ourselves. Acceptance, the next Stoic principle, teaches us to embrace rather than resist the realities of life. Imagine a river. It flows with a natural rhythm, untouched by the whims of the external world. It doesn't resist its course, nor does it fight against obstacles. Instead, it embraces its path, flowing around rocks and adapting to the terrain. This is the essence of acceptance, a key Stoic practice. In our digital lives, we often find ourselves wrestling with the current of information, attempting to control its direction. We stress over missed notifications, worry about our online image, and agonize over the endless stream of updates. But Stoicism offers us a different perspective. The Stoics believed in accepting things as they are, not as we wish them to be. This isn't about passivity or resignation. Rather, it's about understanding what is within our control and what isn't. It's about letting go of the need to shape every aspect of our digital existence and instead learning to adapt. Acceptance allows us to manage stress by reminding us that we can't control everything. We can't dictate how others perceive us online, nor can we control the flow of information in our feeds. But we can control how we react. We can choose to engage mindfully, to respond rather than react, and to let go of the things that don't serve our peace of mind. Moreover, acceptance cultivates inner peace by freeing us from the constant struggle against reality. It's about understanding that our digital lives, like a river, will have their ebbs and flows. Sometimes tranquil, sometimes turbulent. Acceptance is about embracing this unpredictability and finding peace within it. In the end, acceptance isn't about giving up control, but about understanding where our real control lies. It's about making peace with what we can't change, so we can focus our energy on what we can, our actions, our responses, and our perspective. By accepting what we cannot control, we free ourselves to focus on what we can. Finally, Stoicism encourages purposeful action, the deliberate choice to act in line with our values. This isn't about simply reacting to the world around us, but rather making conscious decisions that reflect who we truly are. It's about navigating the labyrinth of life with a clear compass, one that points towards our values and principles. This concept of purposeful action is a powerful tool in our modern world. With the constant bombardment of information and expectations, it's easy to lose sight of our path. But Stoicism reminds us that we have the power to choose our actions, to choose our responses, to choose our path. Purposeful action is about authenticity. It's about refusing to be a passive player in the game of life. It's about standing firm in the face of societal pressures, about staying true to ourselves amidst the noise. Through purposeful action, we can live authentically, even in a world that often prioritizes appearances over authenticity. So, in the always-on world, Stoicism offers a path to inner peace. It invites us to step back from the ceaseless digital chatter and reconnect with our inner selves. Remember, the Stoic practices we've discussed are more than just philosophical ideas. They are practical tools for navigating our technology-driven lives. Mindfulness encourages us to be present, to mute the notifications of the outside world and listen to the silence within. Acceptance helps us acknowledge our emotions without being controlled by them, providing a buffer against the barrage of online opinions and comparisons. Finally, purposeful action pushes us to focus on what's genuinely important, not what's trending on social media. These age-old principles, when applied, can transform our digital experience from a source of stress to a platform for personal growth. Embrace Stoicism, reclaim your mind, and embark on a journey to a more fulfilling life in the fast-paced digital world.